At the end of Patterson Road used to be Wenona Beach, a place with something to offer everyone. Currently a trailer park, Wenona Beach was an amusement park, a beach, and a casino. Opened in 1891 and closed in 1964, the park brought joy and thoughtful memories to children and adults alike for over 7 decades. In Bay City at the time, Wenona Beach was a pleasant escape from everyday life. Roller skating, rides, and the popular roller coaster, known as the Jackrabbit, amused the young crowd while the adults socialized and watched performers at the casino. The Midway was fun for people of all ages, and the games amused both children and adults. Everyone wore their Sunday best to head out to Wenona Beach on any given day of the week. Planned events such as picnics and midsummer snowball fights gave the park a family-oriented vibe. The lighthearted atmosphere of Wenona Beach was contagious, and the park added a certain jovial personality to Bay City as a town.
My name is Sharon Dunkel, and I used to enjoy going out to Wenona Beach in the 50s when I was in high school. And in my later years, when I was married, we used to go out to the casino and dance.
I'm Mary Ida Doan, and I remember Wenona Beach. As a child, I always remembered going out to the grocers and butchers picnic. This was something they had once a year, and you could go to like little grocery stores as a kid, and if you spent so much money, you got coupons, or if you just went in and smiled at the owner, he gave you coupons. But anyway, it was for free rides at Wenona Beach.
My name is James R. Watson, and I am the author of Wenona Beach. The reason I wrote the book was to preserve the history that I felt would be otherwise lost, because there were no other written accounts, and any of the photography that existed was kind of scattered all around. So I was able to consolidate it and then through text write the story of how it came to be, what occurred there, and how it ended. Wenona Beach began kind of as a byproduct. The newest invention at that time was what's called an interurban, a railway system driven by electricity. But they'd only work 5 days a week because that's when people work. So they needed some scheme for it to operate 7 days a week. So they thought, we'll put an amusement park at the end of the rail, and that's how Wenona Beach came into being.
I met this gentleman. His name was Nate Doan, and he had a booth out there. We were married in November of '57. He used all of his money that he made that summer at the beach, and that's how he bought my diamond and our wedding ring. That's still my memory of my husband and Wenona Beach.
I knew where people would lose money, and so I'd go find the money in those places. Like the young guys would show up for the girls by hanging upside down in the trapeze and stuff like that, and all their coins would drop into the sand. So then you'd show up the next day with a little frame and screen, and you'd sift the sand for the coins. And so what you do is you try to get the guys to show up in front of the girls like, you're really good. So you'd hear the change drop out. I remember doing that. We used to do that all the time. It worked.
My father took me and my brother out to Wenona Beach one Saturday afternoon, and he put us on the merry-go-round, and he told the man, he says, I'm going across the street to the bar. He says, don't you let these two kids off of here until I come back. And I think he was gone like 2 or 3 hours, and I was sure tired of riding the merry-go-round when I got done.
The Jackrabbit, it was squeaky, creaky. You could stand underneath it and you thought the thing was going to fall apart because it was made of wood, and it was very old.
A lot of people were worried about safety, but I knew it quite well because my father ran it. No one was ever hurt on it, and certainly no one was ever killed on it. So it was a very safe ride, and I thought it was very exciting.
In the early 60s, the only thing that we ever went out there for was to go to the casino, which was a very fun place to be.
It's not a gambling casino. It was where they had, Harry Jarkey was his name, and he was an entertainer, and he had floor shows out there every night.
Always getting an order of French fries. Yeah, it was one of the big things out there.
Something else that was out at the park was the roller rink, and they had wonderful organ music, and that was always fun.
As infrastructure improved, people spent less time there. It became very easy for them to leave the park.
Infrastructure was what brought the closure of Wenona Beach. The beach was a part of Bay City's past that will never be forgotten. Now the site is a trailer park, and all that is left is the memories of the good old days.